Hey, so I was working with a couple tonight that was on the verge of a breakup. And sometimes breaking up is an appropriate choice to make, but a lot of times when I work with couples, they come to me because they're in a sense of crisis and they're really at a place where they've been in the same repetitive fights and the same repetitive feelings for so long they just can't take it anymore. They just don't want more of the same. And oftentimes the reason they're caught in this is not because their partner's impossible, but because they're part of a cycle and a system that keeps repeating itself. It's a little bit like if you can imagine a little fish in a fish bowl and it swims around in circles and thinks this is all that the world is, what's the point? But that fish, if it could go into like a bigger tank or into a lake, a pond, or the ocean, it would see that there's a lot of opportunities available to it that don't exist in that little bowl. We tend to think the little bowl is our partner, but really it's a combination of things like our reactions and responses to things, and we and our partners get into a dance where we just sort of repeat the same steps. We see that they're repeating the same reactions to what we do. What we don't often see is that we're reacting the same way to what they do. We see our side of it, and if you can really get to sense that how this is a dance, there are ways to break that dance down, and that's some of the work that I do. So the first step is to, first of all, see that it's not necessarily your partner that's the enemy, it's the system and the habits you've created. Second of all, then you slow down what it is that you're doing, and so you can begin to see it. And then the challenging part is then you begin to change it. You begin to see your partner more accurately, you see yourself more accurately, and then you have opportunities to start to shift things. And with this couple, fortunately, they were able to sort of take that first step of seeing that it was a system, seeing they're both contributors. And when they see that, there's then a huge willingness to work on it if they see hope. But their fear was that they were just going to be having the same fight 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and they didn't want to live that way. So I really encourage you, if you're feeling really stuck, to reach out, to get some help, and to find a way that you can look at things differently. Now, I don't want to say that all relationships should be saved. If your partner is abusive or someone who's treating you really, really inappropriately, then it may be appropriate to break up. But even sometimes I've heard people talk about abuse just because they don't feel heard or because the person's talking over them or they feel criticized. And all those things are destructive to a relationship. So if your relationship isn't a destructive pattern, I absolutely think it needs to change. And if that means a breakup, so be it. But so often, if you really care about the person and you would love for it to work, but this pattern is what's getting in the way, I just want to let you know there's a lot of workability. Thank you.